What's going on? Welcome into TFEs alongside Dalen Cuff. I'm Kelsey Riggs Cuff, and I don't know, 60 seconds before we start might be the most awkward part of our relationship.
It's easily the most awkward part. Yeah, the way you just sit down every time and kind of look at me, and I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do or say. Your job is to intro this thing. I'm just going to sit here until you do it. I don't know.
Oh, welcome into TFEs podcast. Make sure to like, rate, share, subscribe. Share your TFEs too. Got my tappy toes in this one. How we doing today? Thoughts, feelings, emotions, a little bit of sports. Where you at?
Before we get there, just hit me as you said your name. Has it felt weird saying Kelsey Riggs Cuff? Like it's only been a couple months that I feel like you've had the full change. Has it been weird, strange at all?
It was strange at first because I kept forgetting. Like I would tell people to super me that way. Yeah. Like, hey, this is gonna be my name now.
Super TV term.
Yeah,
means
yeah.
That
means
the
like
graphic on their bottom where their name is. Like they write.
And so I'm like, okay, like my name has changed. This is what it is now. And I was at the ACC women's basketball tournament last year. And the first time it was like, oh, and Kelly and Muffet were like, oh man, cool.
It was that long ago? That's like
Yeah. Because that was March.
Good Lord.
Yeah, we got married in January.
Whoa. I know. I just didn't know when you did it. Like that doesn't seem. It seems like it was like 2 months ago.
So that was the first time, and so we did that first fill, and it was cool. And then we come in the next time, and I'm like, "What's going on? I'm Kelsey Riggs." Blah blah blah. And they were like, "You forgot to say your new last name." So I feel like
Did they say it on air?
No.
That'd have been funny.
I don't think they said it on air. Later when I forgot, we made fun of it, and I just was like, well, see whether or not I remember what my new name is. And that's kind of what I've said with everybody, especially because I think it confuses people because I'm not hyphen. I'm not Kelsey Riggs hyphen Cuff. I'm Kelsey Riggs Cuff. So I, like my mom, I thought this was something that everybody did. I just learned that it's not something that, I guess I never really thought about it. But, like my mom dropped her middle name, which was Lynn, and became Pamela Hodges Riggs. Hodges was her maiden name. So I always thought, especially with being one of 3 girls, I wanted to keep Riggs around because, that last name won't go on. So I dropped Elizabeth and became Kelsey Riggs Cuff. And then I was going back and forth with what I wanted to actually be called on TV. And did I just want to stick with Kelsey Riggs? Did I want to go Kelsey Cuff? And I just decided to do all 3. So we'll see.
Well, that's why people are confused.
It confuses everybody.
Well, yeah, because people don't normally say their middle name. So the fact that it's your middle name and they don't have to hyphenate it or not.
I mean, I'm like Kim Kardashian West, okay?
I don't know if you want to be that.
True. But I mean, just from the name.
Are you going to go like Michael B. Jordan, Kelsey R. Cuff? Do that now?
Okay, we could do that too. Yeah. That might be a better comparison.
Highbrow?
Yeah.
All right.
I'd like to have her money though.
Well, I would like that too.
I would. Yeah, I'll leave her come.
Imagine we'll have a couple sponsors on this pod already, by the way, too, if that was the case.
So yes, I am Kelsey Riggs Cuff. It's not weird anymore, no. And for me, I'm proud. I'm proud to be your wife, so I'm proud that that's my last name. That's obviously Dace's last name too. So yeah, I knew that I wanted to do it.
It's weird.
It's more the awkward, just me and you when we sit down. We're like, okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, are you ready? Like, okay, here we go.
I don't start the show, so I just sit here.
I know,
and you just look so uncomfortable
because you sit down and you're just like.
Well, I can't talk over your intro. I know I talk a lot. I think I should shut up during your intro, so I just sit there.
You could, but you don't.
I don't. You're leading us
TFEs off the top. What do you have?
Oh, maybe that was a deflection tactic. I'm tired. It's late and it's a Thursday night. We flew.
Is this our late night podcast now?
Apparently, the last 2 times. Last time we had to pack, which was excellent, and this time the couch is calling us, or maybe bed. I don't know what happens. We have
already unpacked. That's good.
Which isn't really that hard. Sometimes, actually, I my stuff somewhat. Usually, I used to unpack immediately upon returning from trips. Now I feel like there's always something else going on, so my stuff lingers longer. But anyway, I digress. Tired. I've been in a weird mood all day. I don't know what's going on. A little bit of a funk. Just not sure I'm feeling like a little bit down, a little bit. I can't put my finger on it. I don't really know. So my emotions have been a little bit, let's say, muted. I don't know. I just seem a little.
Are they muted or heightened?
You think they're heightened? You feel like you're walking on eggshells? Interesting. Okay, that's a really good self-assessment by me. As I think, was it last show we were talking about my roller coaster already? Sounds like it's a really tough job for you as my wife. It sounds like it's not that enjoyable.
It's not. No, it is enjoyable.
There we go. Freudian slip. Freudian slip.
No, I was saying it's not that big of a job. It is enjoyable.
Thanks, babe. So, okay, maybe they are heightened. I don't know. It's been strange. And I even said it to you. I'm not sure why I was in a, like, I can't. And this is also what I was thinking. I'm like, is this like one of those things where you start to, you know, you spend 39 to 40 years, walling off your emotions and not talking about them. And once you do it, now it's like a floodgate. Maybe that's why these ups and downs are more consistent. You should just be consistent, at work, pretty unhappy. At home, pretty unhappy. And that was pretty much it from about 2018 to about, 2022. But I don't know what's going on. And maybe this will help. Maybe it'll help kind of, chat, get in some of your feelings, have some broader conversations. It may be some time just for us to talk because we flew back on 2 different planes. We got back. We got Dace doing his thing. We're running around. Last couple of days at the ACC Media Days, they're literally I'm doing the serious stuff. You were doing TV. It is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. There's no real time for other things to get done. So I felt like I feel like I have things to do.
This pent up energy
that I don't want to do. This is the problem. I have things on my mind that I need to do, but I don't want to do them.
Yeah.
And I think that's helping contribute to the funk. I don't know. Maybe I'm also just tired.
I think you're definitely tired. Those shifts are like no joke. Also, I just realized as we're sitting here and all my nails are done, so don't look at them.
They look great, everybody.
Shut up.
Your socks are clean too.
B of all, my ring is not on because I took it off earlier because my little hand was hurting under there. And so I feel naked right now. We're not fighting. I just don't have my ring on because my finger hurts in case anybody's assessing at home.
This is what I find amazing about women. Do you think anybody would have looked at your hand if you didn't say that?
I would have. Yeah, don't look at my finger.
You would have? If you would, no way. It doesn't happen.
Wait, I do have it on. I forgot I put it on this finger. I didn't want to lose it.
Well, that's a good thing.
Good thing that I remembered where I put it so I didn't lose it.
I don't think you would have lost it.
So embarrassing. Anyways, I do have my ring on. It's tripled ring over here.
Yeah. It's a tiny ring too, but go ahead. Yeah.
No, I said it's tripled up. Like
I was being facetious, like you couldn't feel it or know what it is, but go ahead.
Oh yeah. Not tiny.
That's what she said. Okay.
It's my turn for TFEs. Was that
Couldn't help myself. What?
It's my turn for TFEs.
It is. Sorry, I'll shut up now.
Thoughts is I'm grateful to be back. I'm happy that we're home. Whirlwind week. Feelings relieved, and grateful. Grateful that the last week happened. Had a lot of fun work experiences. Drove in the car with Dace for an hour and a half both ways. He didn't throw up. Maybe I can stop talking about it now just to give the people an update.
I imagine our audience wants you to stop talking about it too. But
they probably wanted the update though. They probably feel better now that they know. You're
True.
welcome. Emotions for me right now. I feel pretty content. I know that I have a lot to do. These next 2 days, busy, crazy work days and life stuff to catch up on, but I actually am in a pretty content place right now. Just excited because I don't know if we're getting into it now or later, but Taylor Swift has a new album and I don't know if you want to get that out of the way early so that your, TFEs can grow and maybe you can get over being mad at me for talking about it, or if you would like me to just sneak it in at the end after we have a good conversation.
Why don't you just do it right now, because it seems to find its way into she finds a way into every one of our pods, and I don't it couldn't feel more forced, but here I don't know why
it doesn't feel forced. I just bring it up because it's literally all I've been talking and texting about and singing and doing.
Okay, well, go ahead. Let it loose. Don't sing if you like.
Well, no, I'm not going to do that.
Otherwise, go let loose your thoughts, feelings, emotions.
Do you like
Taylor.
my sweater?
I did think it was a cool sweater. I haven't really seen you stand up in it yet. I feel like we were moving around. I don't know.
Do you notice anything about my sweater?
It's shimmering. TS. Oh, God. What is this? I mean, I know what that means, but what is it?
It's one of her sweaters. I ordered it with the CD that I ordered.
Oh my God, you have the CD. We don't even have a CD player.
I know.
You have a record player, so when I saw the record, I was like, oh, that makes sense.
I got the record too.
That we can't do anything with. It's a dead technology with the CD. What are you going to do with it?
With the sweater.
Oh God. Why did you, she has a clothing line now?
No. I bought the sweater and then I really watched, then a couple days later she came out with a sweatshirt. It was actually cooler, but I'd already bought this, so you're welcome. I only bought one.
I got to tell you something. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it, let's explore this for a second.
Okay.
And maybe it is, I don't like to rain on things that you love, but I did it the other day with Taylor. I don't like to do that. something about her and this obsession with her that I don't understand. There is something that bothers me in there because now that you said that's her sweater, I'm like, I don't like the sweater. So what's going on? Like that
sounds like a you problem.
I does.
Me,
I don't know
buddy.
what's going. I don't know what's going on. But soon as now
why
my
do things
perspective
that
has
bring
changed.
me joy infuriate you?
Well, no, because it's that you and 10 billion other people that I just don't.
It's
get
not
it.
10 billion because there's at least 5 billion fake fans out there that have said this album sucked and they're wrong.
Well, here's this thing. You had me listen to some of the tracks. I thought, didn't we do this on last week's pod? Didn't we just talk about this? Wasn't some of the stuff out?
No, it wasn't out yet. It just came out Friday.
It's just
October
I've said
3rd.
before. I feel like so much of her music sounds the same. This thing sounded like maybe not the same as I have in my mind's eye, but it just sounds super poppy and produced and like lacking musical components, which I thought that was part of her thing, is like the musical instrumentation of stuff.
Well, you heard 2 songs.
Well,
One of them was Wood, which is
I've heard more than 2, by
hilarious.
the way, because shout out Olivia Branco, huge
Good.
Swiftie as
My
well,
girl.
or my boss at Sirius XM.
My
She was
girl.
rocking out the songs in between interviews throughout the
Dace
course of the
was
last couple of weeks.
dancing tonight.
Dace is not dancing. You're trying to make him dance to
He was
this.
dancing in circles.
But why are we exposing him to this? Like, we need to get him to expose to better music first of
We
all.
can expose him to anything and everything. So that's what we're doing. Okay, this is my question. What do you think that when you think of a kaleidoscope, what does it mean and represent if you are like viewing something through a kaleidoscope?
The breaking up of white light into different shapes and colors.
But is there like a more symbolic meaning if you're like the view that you have of something is like distorted through a kaleidoscope?
I'm not sure what you're digging at, but I don't think it's.
No, I'm asking genuinely. Like, if you were looking at a video of Dace that I posted somewhere, and it was with this like kaleidoscope effect. Like, what could that possibly like represent?
To each person sees something different in a piece of art or work or anything. Maybe, I don't know.
I was thinking about it, and I was thinking it could be like a distorted view, like you think you know what it is, but then you look at something through a kaleidoscope, and it like what you're actually like think you're seeing isn't the reality.
Am I confused on a kaleidoscope here? I don't think do you look through a kaleidoscope, or the kaleidoscope is something that is taking in the colors of the light and it's reframing them in different ways. But I don't. You see something on the other side.
It depends on what it is.
Okay.
Or like you can put a like kaleidoscope effect on a video where it like distorts it, so it makes it look all like a kaleidoscope and moving different ways.
Okay. I got nothing for you. I think you're getting deep on me, but I feel. You know what I feel like? It feels like contemporary civilization, sophomore year at Columbia, and we're talking about Kant.
Cool.
I don't know what the hell where you're going with this. I'm not sure what's going on, and I'm getting a little uncomfortable because I have no idea what's happening. I felt less embarrassed now than I did then.
Okay.
But go ahead.
What about exit signs? Like, what do you think an exit sign like symbolically like represents if you're seeing it when you're not expecting to?
What in the hell is going on right now?
Just asking questions.
What does an exit sign mean if I'm not expecting it?
Yeah, like if you're watching a movie or a video or something and you see exit signs, you're like, wait.
Multiple exit signs?
Yeah. But you're not like, the person's not like walking towards
Clearly,
them.
you have a vision of what's happening. Was it her movie that's the biggest box office smash, which isn't even a movie, it's a promotional content, but I digress. Are you leading me to one of these things? Like, this is what we're talking about? Like, you have the vision of the whole thing and you're just tossing them out to me? Because I really don't know.
No, I'm just trying to get your thoughts on, like, I'm trying to get
bunch
you
of
to help me
exit
think through some
signs.
stuff.
So without any context, without a lot of exit signs would be if I'm the viewer with no context, it's like, an off ramp or like a warning sign, maybe like to get out.
Does it mean it's like the end of something? But what if you're not going to the exit sign? What if you're going away from the exit sign?
I mean, again, I don't know. You're asking me for the perspective of the viewer. If I'm going away, but I see an exit sign as I'm walking backwards, or I saw them and I turned and ran.
No, like the viewer sees it, but you don't see it. Your back is to it.
The viewer sees it, but you don't see it. So that person's walking. This seems like really good content we're working on right now between me and you. You got to get somewhere. Okay, I have no idea what's going on.
I was trying to get your thoughts on that. Also, the last question that I have is,
you know what this feels like, being on the stand a little bit. I feel like that's what this feels like. Feels like, where is the lawyer going to go next? Do I have to incriminate myself or not? Do they have this totally wrong? Are these answers right or not? Is there a judge? Is the judge the little character we have here? Is this the judge? Is this the judge telling me right now? She is the judge. She does everything, Taylor.
Is someone talking about you behind your back a form of flattery?
Sure matters what they're saying, because Lord knows I've not been flattered quite a bit in that regard. Maybe occasionally I am. Maybe. But I definitely think it's more in the negative camp than the positive camp.
Do you know who Ophelia is?
I believe she's a Greek goddess, but
From Shakespeare?
Is it, who was Ophelia? Which character? Was she...
like a love interest of Hamlet, and she went mad.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Those are my questions. You just helped me solve a couple of like Taylor Swift theories without me having to actually talk about Taylor Swift.
So what is your theory? Well, you can't have if the audience knows this or anybody's into it too. Like, so what is your conclusion?
All of the videos that she released at first, before she released a music video, they all have a kaleidoscope effect on them. So it's not like a full music video. It's like her in an outfit. It's like 5 seconds of a video, but it's all with the kaleidoscope. And as I'm watching these, I'm like, what's with the kaleidoscope? Like, what are you? Everything she does is calculated, thought out, planned. And so I'm like, what does a kaleidoscope represent? Like, what are you trying to see when you're looking at something that has a kaleidoscope lens? Are you trying to tell us that like what we're seeing, for instance, it's called The Life of a Showgirl. So like what you're seeing in this big life of hers is not actuality, that you have a distorted view of like what life is like all the time? Are you trying to say that it's like a distorted view of like what's next? There were exit signs, like as soon as you open the CD, actually I haven't done it yet. There are exit signs right on the inside. You might have to do it.
You know what? Let's just go real quick nostalgia. I used to love opening CDs.
You want to do it?
So excited about it. Well, not this one. I don't want to
just do it.
No, it's not the same thing. It's like when I'm excited to look at the album cover,
you
to see the inside, to see the lyrics.
Sometimes,
like sometimes I have the lyrics in there.
This is such
what the CD looks like.
Yeah.
Like what's the album art on the thing.
It's such a bad day for me to not have my nails done. Okay, so wait, does mine not?
Now that you're explaining this more, I feel like her whole thing is like everybody thinks they know her life, or they think they have a window into her life and knows exactly what it is. So if it's distorted, it's like, y'all don't know what you think you know.
Right.
That's what I would take it as to mean.
And then the like. So
hey, we feel y'all too right there.
No, exactly. That's why I'm trying to figure it out.
Well, no,
so
I never say y'all. I thought it would be noted that I.
Oh my God, my little Southern hubby.
Don't ever say that.
I love it.
Through and through.
Mine doesn't have the exit signs right there, so it must be because she's put out like 40 different versions of everything, which I did find annoying.
Isn't that a ploy just to make more money? Because real fans will just buy more and more.
It became listen, as I sit here in my orange sweater, like it became too much. Because like at some point you're like the boy who cried wolf. Like, Taylor, I love you, but every time you do a countdown and it's just another color of this CD or this album, you're starting to lose me a little bit. I mean, I'm still going to be here, but you are starting to lose me a little bit. Like, give me countdowns that matter. When you paint doors all over the world, you literally have doors with QR codes popping up, 12 of them across different places in the world. And by the time we get all of them, we get a release of a music video. Girl, you better give me more than that. I already saw the music video. I went to the movie. I saw the music video.
No, this is the problem. First of all, LeBron's countdown that led to Hennessy.
Stupid.
That was a bold move, sir.
But as someone that I was with said, actually, I haven't thought about Hennessy in a long time. I think I might have one.
Well, now the brand. That was one of my last marketing. One of my greatest and last marketing advertising pitches was to Louis Vuitton, LVMH, who owns Hennessy, and the Hennessy pitch. So what they had, because they were a bunch of old white guys and old white women trying to figure out what this younger demographic of black and mixed dudes want. So I got to have like 20 of my boys come over to the crib, and we had like a informal insight gathering session.
Yeah.
Just crushing Hennessy, all paid for by the company.
Are you
and
serious?
all the video and talking and stuff.
Wait,
it was
that's
awesome.
Funny.
I gave a hell of a presentation.
That's funny. Okay.
Did not win that. Anyway, I digress. It's good from a branding standpoint, but I also think you're going to have some people that are pissed. But I think the anger goes more to LeBron. But Hennessy gets a lot of the brand value because the conversation is what was it. So, and I don't know.
Yeah, but the I'm sure LeBron gets a ton of value too. What do you think they paid for that?
Oh no, I get that, but I'm saying like.
I mean, I haven't seen the numbers, but I am curious.
There were 32 million views alone on his Instagram.
But I mean, what did he get paid to do that?
Probably a ton. I just don't know, but I'm saying like from
he
the
needs it, right?
I think you get the public backlash a little bit. You got mad right away. You said, "What was that?" That was so stupid. Whatever way you got, your demeanor changed.
Yeah,
I imagine for him, there's a little bit.
That was stupid.
He is polarizing to people, but the brand, I wonder what the halo effect was for them. Hennessy, phenomenal drink.
Yeah, no. All right, I'll leave this alone. The actually romantic is the one that's about like how people talking about you is actually like this high form of flattery. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like you're writing a love song to me. So that's why I asked you if you believe in that. And then the first
what is that? What is it? Imitation is the biggest. Imitation is the highest form of flattery.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is like a much like dirtier way to say it, what she says in here. Like that was one of the lines that like I was like, oh God, wait, what? Which is why I do think a lot of people had issue with this. I think there were probably a lot of moms out there that were like, listening to it with their children before they paid attention to the little E that was by
Explicit,
it.
Yeah.
And
is it per song or is it like it used to be on the album?
There's like 9 of 12 that either cuss or say some.
You were going somewhere else too with the doors around the world. That made me think about something else about.
Oh yeah.
Being too, it's not like overexposed, but this. I understand.
No, you were saying part of what she does is like it is part of the draw of her is like people are so passionate because they want to figure out what's next. Like they want to figure out like she designed a whole set. There was no reason for there to be an exit sign behind her. It was not a room. She designed it. But she's walking into this number 87 hotel room, which is obviously Travis's number. And behind her, there's an exit sign on the door. There's no reason to put an exit sign there. And then in another scene, there's an exit sign behind her as well. And then on some of the versions of the CD, you open it up, and right here on this side, there are 2 exit signs. So everybody's like, she's saying she's like leaving the life of a showgirl. She's never touring again. She's doing this, which she does say a lot in this. She's like, the world leave me the F alone. I'm now in love, and
this is the point. If
life
you want
is
to be
bigger than this.
If you want to be left alone, don't paint doors all over the freaking world. Don't leave all these, acorns and breadcrumbs to stuff.
Acorns.
Just play your freaking music.
Play
acorns. Your pop-covered music. Talk about wood a little bit. Drop a couple F-bombs, and then call it a freaking day. And then leave us all alone. Sit on your billions of dollars and go watch a Super Bowl. Well, they're not going to make it this year, but watch some games.
Yeah.
I'm done with you.
She's the eldest daughter with a father figure.
I'm very proud of her. Get that out of here.
I can stay here. Okay, so that's
next to our wedding flowers. That's where that belongs.
Oh, I'm glad you remember what they are now.
I do know. I care about them, and I know exactly what they were.
Okay, so that was my TFEs. Thank you for. I thought that if I brought it up in a way like, what do you think of, then you would engage, and you did. So I appreciate you helping me think through some of these theories.
Well, bear in mind, we are doing a podcast as an oral and now an audio and visual medium, and you're asking me questions. I kind of have to answer them.
Yeah,
if the cameras were off and this mic was down, you may get a different response right now. I don't know.
Not if I hit you with like a kaleidoscope and exit signs. Maybe once like I got to like the third one, you wouldn't have entertained me anymore. But at first, your little creative juices were flowing. So
yeah, the third one by then I'd be like, Kelsey, I did it right now. But what the hell are we doing? I was like, what is happening here? What's going
on? Okay, so we were both at ACC tip-off, which was, we said, long. Before that, I was...
Explain what that is, though, to people. Tip-off is media. So media days, every team, all 18 men's team, all 18 women's team.
They all tip off against each other at the same time. Whoever catches the ball...
It's like a rugby scrum.
Is the number one in the preseason poll. This could make it... This is a new idea for tip-off.
This is a terrible idea. So there's 36 different team groups represented. Every coach, players from both teams, and they just cycle through every... Men's women cycle through all the outlets there. You were doing the TV coverage. I was doing the Sirius XM coverage. And they're lengthy days. Now people understand what tip-off is.
Thank you. I think that we could probably like do a couple things with our ideas here on tip-off. But yeah, so they're very long days. Yours was 8 to 5. Mine was 9 to 5.
TV's harder though, because you guys have like no break.
Yeah.
Like we shut as soon as the interview's over, we'll sit there for 5 or 8 minutes.
I was literally like shuffling to the bathroom. I mean, they build in some breaks where they give us time off, but yeah, we're literally on that entire time, which
live. That's what's hard.
Yeah, it's funny because it's like those things I know like coaches don't really like. I think at least on the women's side, I think a lot of the players like it. And some of them on the men's side, some of them act like they're just too cool. But it's not like we're breaking any news there. But I do still feel like it's almost like a rite of passage, like the season's coming. Like once you do those, you know?
It's the time. I mean, that's
it's like if we weren't doing those, and I'd be like, wait, what do you mean we're like starting on November 3rd? We didn't do tip off.
Yeah, I mean, it does feel different. I will say this: the women are so much better than the men.
So much better.
They're just at the level of maturity and engagement. And I have found this in general, especially when I covered the National Women's Soccer League. Like they were excited to have the coverage, so you're excited to have the interview and talk about yourself or your team or whatever it may be. You were into it. there's more coverage of men's sports than women's sports, and I think there's some level of.
Do you think that's still true? I was going to say, I think that
Yeah.
used to be the case where it was like the women were more excited because the women's sports and the women's game in general hadn't popped off. But there's a lot of coverage of women's sports now.
There is.
And especially women's basketball, the way it's popped off in the last 3 years.
I get that. I don't disagree with that. I think just traditionally you're going to have more people right now, at least still, with even like the smaller, especially some of the smaller and not as successful women's college basketball programs in the ACC. They're not like when Wake has a tough year on the men's side, they still have an avid fan base that's going nuts. I'm not sure they're getting the same beat reporters every day. I'm not sure they're getting the same coverage every day. I think it's different, or at least the men perceive it that way, and some of the coaches interact that way. That said, then there's a maturity about it, though. Women at that age are just more mature, and they're just way more in control of the English language. It feels like at that point in time, like they were great, and some of the guys were good too. And we'll get into some of that too, and some were pretty introspective and interesting. Some just don't want to be there, and you could tell it. And there's mumbling into the microphone, and I'm like, oh, okay. And God bless her. We had a new partner for part of those things. She was super nice. Even ones that were mumbling in the microphone, she kept asking questions. Years passed. My other partners, we're out. We're done. We'll give you 3 minutes. You don't want to talk? We're good. We're good. We'll get you coach. The coach will be great. We're good. And that's the way that usually works.
Yeah. I've experienced a little bit of it all. This time I only did the women's. I've done the men's and the women's all the other years prior to last year. So you got to see a little bit of everything. And obviously I do think it's changed with the women's game over the last 4 years, I guess, 3 years, especially 3 years. The amount of eyeballs and coverage, but I feel like as these women have been elevated, like they haven't changed. Even like the big, like Hannah Hidalgo, amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, ACC player of the year, defensive player of the year, candidate for like player of the year this year.
She might be the face of the sport this year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And could not have been more happy and chipper and awesome and just like so fun to talk to. I don't know that that's always been the case on the other side with the men, like having a superstar like that coming in. But yeah, so I always enjoy it. I enjoy it even though the like hours are long. I do after that. I know you do too. Like I would finish those and I would just like get in my room and like sit on the bed and just be like, I need to just like not talk, not think. Yeah. By like day 3 of that, you're just so talked out from being on for so long. So we had that. But also before that, I at least wanted to touch on, I know it was a long time ago now, but like Miami, Florida State, getting to be there, obviously like the game was not like what we thought it was going to be. But like games like that are just so special. And you know what? Actually, twofold. Games like that are so special.
Why do you keep touching my leg?
Because I just thought of something.
Just poke my knee.
Games like that are so special. And I was standing on the sidelines and just feeling the gratitude of like, I remember the first time I was at Florida State. I remember the first time I was a sideline reporter. I remember the first time I was hosting the huddle and going on the road. I remember everything that I've done with college football Live and Sports Center, and just like feeling the gratitude of it all and then physically being there. Like I love being on the road. So looking around. But then I also had this moment where I went to look down on my phone to text you, and I had the weird swipe left where it shows you old photos. Mm-hmm. And a picture of Dace popped up at the beach. And I was looking around at 67,000 people and this top 20 college football showdown and this like opportunity that I literally dreamed of, but like didn't know if I would ever have the chance to experience moments like this. And now I'm lucky enough to have done it for the last 7 years. And then I see this little picture of Dace and his little face on the beach. And I literally was almost on the sidelines crying because I was like, man, like as much as this is my dream, like that's my dream. Like all I ever wanted was to be a mom. And it was just this like feeling of like, even when everything doesn't line up just like you expect and you can't plan it and you have a plan and it doesn't work out correctly, like exactly like you thought, like the gratitude that I felt just looking at that picture. And I sent you this long sappy text because that's what I do of like, I'm here and I'm doing this and this picture just popped up and like, I'm so grateful for our life. And, through all the things we've been through, like just blah, blah, blah. But it's just, it was a cool reminder that like, I think the other thing is like, sometimes people think that your dreams change. Like, I don't like not want to do most of the things that I wanted to do before just because I'm a mom and I have a baby. does it look slightly different, or have certain goals changed, or do they expand? But yes, but I don't know. It's just this good reminder while I felt like I was like standing in the middle of two dreams that like as dreams evolve, like it may not look like you expect, but like you can still want it all and like find ways to have it all. And then ironically, at the same time, I sent you that literally the exact same time. You sent me this sweet picture of me sitting on the front porch with Dace and Lyra last year, and he looked like a little peanut. He was so tiny. And you didn't send a long sappy text, but
it was done in visual form. There you go.
But I thought it was crazy that like at that exact same moment we were both kind of like in our feelings.
Yeah, it was definitely wild. I mean, I do think it's important in our job to always, to not get jaded. At times you can, especially if you're on the road, you're doing this, you're doing that, to be like, look where I'm at.
Yeah.
And like a younger version of
not
us
take it for granted.
Yeah, would have killed to be where we're at and truly kind of sit in the gratitude of what we get to do and we get paid to do. And in those environments, people are paying thousands of dollars to have the chance just to be there. We get paid to be there. It's crazy. So that's cool. I'm not surprised that seeing Dace took you into a different place. That was day 2 of you not going to be without him for 7 days. So I wasn't surprised to see the sappy text. At the moment, I guess I was, because I was like, man, she's like, the game is going on. No, the game wasn't that competitive.
Until the end, I was
I
like, dang, if there's only 5 more minutes on the clock, this could be real interesting.
Yeah, I'm almost glad it wasn't, because I went to sleep. I gave up. You said something there before. I don't know if I've ever asked you this. Why do you think, like you always say it though, like my dream and the only thing I wanted in life was to be a mom. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think it's in part the way I grew up. Having such a great mom, such great grandmothers, such great aunts, such great cousin that I got to see be a mom. And then I think it's like sometimes it's just like who you are at your core too, like my favorite thing to do is like put little baby dolls to bed and then like babysit, and like I loved it. Yeah. When that baby cried and they needed me to come in there, I was so happy. Like, I'll come take care of you, whatever you need. I think it's just like part of like, nature and nurture probably, I guess. Like I feel like I was just like born with like that desire to care for and to show love. And then I think that I am so lucky to be part of a family that is like so full of like incredible women and mothers that I have always just like longed to know what that feels like. I mean, it's a type of love that like you just can't describe. You try, but you can't describe what it feels like. You think you're going to know. And even like being pregnant and then like, I mean, not that we need to make me cry every single podcast, Dalen.
We're about to be 8th grade, but go ahead, babe.
Like the moment I held Dace, like your heart just goes crazy. Like it's already crazy before, but then it's like you think that you know what it's going to feel like. And in an instant, you're like, oh my God, how could you ever love something so much? And at that point, you still like can't imagine how your heart is going to continue to grow every single day. So yeah, I think it's just something that I knew that I always wanted to experience. And I saw other people have this like love and this relation, like to be like the only people in the world that, not the only people, because like Dace loves a lot of people, but you know what I mean? Like we're his only mom and dad forever. Yeah. And as amazing as it is, it's also terrifying because like, that little dude needs us for everything. And what are we going to screw up that he's going to remember later? And what happens when I'm insisting that he runs and that we let him walk and then he falls and he gets his first bloody lip and like, all of the things that come along with it. But yeah, I think it's a product of my surroundings. And then I just feel like it was just always in me.
Interesting. I feel like I never asked that question, but you've said that a lot of times.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's an interesting interaction. Interesting explanation. I just obviously there's not nature or nurture in my world in that regard. I can think back like why partially like why start a family, why have Lyra. It's like kind of like what you're kind of not supposed to do, but like I wanted to, but like not like, you know, it was, yeah, it wasn't like I was as excited to do
it. Wasn't like, oh my God, I have to be a dad, or
No, I think I was like, it'll be fun, I'll be a dad, but I don't think it was something that I was like obsessed with doing or thought or like eager to do. It was like the next step. And to your point now, though, like there are times like I'll look at Lyra. I think that's also why I was kind of bummed out. Like we're not home. We're not going to see her again for a couple more days because we were gone for our half the week we were supposed to have her, and I'm not going to get into all that stuff. It'd be nice if we could ever switch something, but that's just never allowed to happen. My like heart hurts. Like I love her so much. It's like that's like, and when she's gone at times, and you've seen when we came back from vacation, your boy like bro had a rough it was a rough night, but there are those things that now it's like I get it. And the same thing with Dace. Like he's a lot, and my man stress pushes me to the nth degree at times. But like there is nothing that replaces that feeling, and there's nothing that's gonna be. And for me, it does. And they have said like physiologically and psychologically, it's different for men and women. Like you grew them in your body. It's a different connection. There's a different thing, and there's a different like from the moment to your point, the moment he comes out, it's different for you. For us, they say a lot of times like small babies look more like their dad, so the dad will create a kinship with them, like going back to like caveman days. So you don't just say deuces, I'm out of here.
Right.
Like you're trying. It's like your body is trying to feel to create this connection. That's all there, but I think you still think it just grows the more he becomes a little person and you interact with them and it becomes a little boy. Like those things just it grows like exponentially, and that's where I feel like I'm excited to see him grow and to have that same feeling, exact same feeling in the same way. Because when they can talk back to you and express their love for you and vice versa, or they can tell how much they need you, how interested they are, like maybe that says something about me, like that it has to be reciprocated, that I can have that element. But he reciprocates in his own way too. He's always giving us little kisses, and he wants to run over. And like in the airport today was cute. You kind of set him up to go run to me, basically, like to see me from far away, and he came running in, which was cute.
It was a cute video. Like, I was telling him, like, we're about to see Daddy, and he's just kind of like, what are you talking about? Daddy's not here. And then I was like, look, and he just kept looking around. And then when he sees you, and his face like lit up, like, wait, I know who that is. Yeah. And he ran over. That was cute.
And that's, I mean, it is crazy too to think like that's, and again, this is where it's different too. Like boys and their like dads and their daughters, like there's a different, you know what that's like. But like thinking about him, like that's gonna be my like dude for life. Like that's my little man. Like that's pretty cool.
Golf.
Oh, buddy, please want to golf with me.
No.
Please want to golf with me. I'll make it so great.
How good is the new RAR trying to scare us? That's pretty cute.
He's a little animal.
You made me think of something else. Oh, two other things. Okay, so you were saying that you were surprised that my mind went there, while I was on the sidelines, which I think kind of relates to the other thing that you brought up about like where we are now versus where maybe we were when we were in college or these athletes going back to the ACC. Was it one of the players said something to you that surprised you?
Yeah, I think coaches a lot of times have like the coach speak of like, because this time of year, to your point, it is like, okay, basketball season's about to be there. Hope springs eternal. Everybody has the expectations and the hope that it can be great and you can be better than people think, or we uphold these high expectations, or we're all these different things. And a lot of times it is like, we got to do our job, game at a time, blah, blah. That, coach speak one at a time. Every game is important. I can't remember what athlete it was, but it was very... And it wasn't even, it was a question, it was like, it wasn't directed in this manner, but he took it to a level of talking about life is about perspective. And like, we got to be in the moment. Like we got to look at things as every day is an opportunity. Every day is a chance to live it to the fullest, to enjoy it, to be present, to work on our game, to connect with friends and our teammates and family.
He was an 8th year COVID kid, wasn't he?
Probably. He's 26 years, maybe been 26 years old. But I was like, man, this is like profound. I never, ever, ever thought that when I was in college. Like a lot of times I learn after these kids, I'm like, man, I never was like that when they were in college. Like it was literally about like, can I get some buckets? Can I survive? Can I survive school? And my face is scattered. I focused on a lot of scattered other stuff. So those were my priorities, and not in that order, mind you, which wasn't healthy either. But this is. The fact that they're still kids, I'm sure, and still don't always act like this, but the presence of mind to go into, perspective, being present, being locked into where we're at. That's easy to say. I think it's harder. And the way in which he said it, it felt real. It didn't like, he wasn't repeating what coach, it's like what he felt was really important and critical to him and his team. And I was like, man, that is profound in my mind for if he's 18 to 24, whatever age he is. I struggle with that now. I struggle with being present right now. A 41-year-old man who's, as we talked last week, a lot of therapy, a wife that talks about being present, that wants us to be where our feet are and do these things. Like, I struggle with that. And the fact that he's, just pontificating about it was pretty impressive.
Pontificating.
There you go.
Yeah, I feel the same way when I don't have a specific example from this one. Like a lot of the women that I talked to like impressed me throughout the day and a half that I was there, and say different things that I'm just like, what? Like, I just would have never had that perspective. I would have never been that eloquent. I would have never had a bag in my pocket of money and like known, like not physically, but you know what I mean? And like been able to, why are you looking at me like that?
I'm waiting to see where you go with the money pocket, but go ahead.
Because I was like, if I had NIL money, I mean, your girl was over here working at Victoria's Secret, PacSun, Abercrombie and Fitch, Hollister, and like one other place.
Just every place in the mall. You just had them all lined up.
I applied for jobs at like all of them just to like have some extra cash so I didn't have to like bother mom and dad all the time. And it was like 4 different ones. It was Victoria's Secret. It was PacSun. Was it Hollister or I can see it. Yeah, it was Hollister. And there was a 4th one that I can't think of right now. And I got all the jobs. They're all like, yeah, sure.
We had very different experiences. I worked at the office of the general counsel. I would carry like legal files around at times and then usually just sit there on the computer and they'd pay me. Or I'd go to the gym and they'd still pay me. It was a great deal. Go ahead.
I was like, yeah, maybe I'll just do part-time at all of these so I can get discounts at all of them and get free stuff. Shop more, pay less.
Yeah, exactly. Deal. Really save
So
money.
that's what I did. Now, I also did 2 internships in my off season. I'm like in the spring season the whole time.
We get it. You were grinding, but you're saying if you had money in your pocket, you would have been different? Like if you were getting NIL money? What were you saying? How does that interact?
I don't know what I would have done if I actually had people paying me thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars or whatever sum. Like, I don't know that I would have known how to handle that. I definitely wouldn't have known how to handle that money. I would not have, I don't know what I would have done. And obviously it's different now. And I think a lot of people have good people around them and the schools try to help with that too. But to have that money, like I remember, I think it was Darren Mensa at ACC kickoff, which is when all 17 teams kick off at the same, no, I'm just kidding.
But
It's the men's football, obviously, media days. And, there's all the reports out there about him making $8 million. And so finally we're like, we got to ask about the elephant in the room. And like his answer was so beyond his years and humble. And I came from this and that. And like, all I care about is like helping, give back to my family. And I was just like, wait, what? Like, even if you're not doing that, just having the wherewithal to actually say it in such a passionate way. So yeah, I think it's different. I think part of like it is the platform and the NIL and everything that has happened over the last couple of years with these athletes. Like you have to be more grown up because like you're not just a college athlete. You are an adult. You are a working professional.
You're an adult. You're a brand. You're a business, and you have decisions to make. We used to not allow kids to transfer without penalizing them. So if we transferred, it was a huge deal and it was a taboo in some regard. And
like, what's wrong with you? You left the program.
If you were basketball, football, baseball, soccer, softball and hockey, you had to sit out. Every other sport you could transfer and play. But other than that, they were trying to penalize you for leaving. And there was a taboo on it. And now they're allowed the opportunity to make those decisions. But those are big decisions. Mm-hmm. And like RJ Godfrey, the kid from Clemson, now left Clemson, went to Georgia last year. He said in his first workout, he thought, I think I made a mistake. And as a young man, knowing that you took some money to go to Georgia, Georgia's an hour from Clemson, he was showing back up at campus. He was going back. Like he was, you make that mistake, but then you have to have, it takes the wherewithal.
That's crazy.
To reach back out to the coaches and some grown up to admit the mistake.
Good conflict resolution there.
And good example by Brad Brownell, the coach, to bring them back and his teammates with open arms to say, we want you back. We love you. We care about you. We're sorry you went through that, but we got you. You're back. But those are big decisions. And guys and girls are making decisions through and 3 and 4 schools. And are they running from something? Are they running towards something? How are they going to graduate? Like, these are big decisions they're making as young people, along with all the money that you're going, and then how that affects your brand, how you behave away from the floor that affects your dollars. Like, yes, it is a completely different experience than we had, and it forces you to grow up fast. And maybe that's what we're seeing, the product of them growing up fast, because they sure sound a lot more mature and a lot more connected than they did even 6-7 years ago.
Do you think it's more hard to be present as like driven people because you have all these goals and all these things that you want to do, and those are always in the back of your head, but then that's why you miss out on the fact that like where you are now used to be the goal that you once had?
That's a good point. I think there's a lot to that, because I think there's part of being driven too is like there's going to be a process to do it. This is a random funny story, but my coach that took over when I was in college, we had a terrible freshman year. So Joe Jones comes, a coach at BU now, and comes in, and he used to, like the first like year we were 2-25 my freshman year. It's the worst year of my life athletically ever, questioning everything. Greatest year of my life socially. Had a lot of fun.
Maybe that's why you were 2-25.
I was bearing drowning a lot of sorrows in the bottle after losses, but that was different. But like being in New York, that experience was like something I'll never forget. But the athletic part of it was just like soul crushing. And this is like not who I am. This is not how I've lived my life. I've never lost. Like, what's going on here? Anyway, Joe comes in and he's trying to turn this program around. At times he would just start screaming, "I want to be good now! I want to be good now!" And we're like sitting there like, "Yeah, bro, us too. We're trying out here. Like, we want to be good now too. Like, what are you yelling about?" But I reflect on that to think like, in times he would waver, and he was a mid-30s coach, his first head job. But the process is part of it. And you can't skip steps. And that's like part of to your point about being a driven person with a lot of goals. You want to be good now, or you want to achieve this thing now, but there is going to be building blocks to it. There's going to be a process to it. My problem I always think was enjoying the step in the process. Being there with a step and realizing, okay, this is good, but we're going to get there, but let's soak this in. Or if you're in the process, but you had a setback, let's sit in it. Let's sit in it and think about why, how it happened. It's still part of the process. It's still how we're going to do it, and believing in it, and being positive in it, and being present, and letting, as my therapist, sitting in it and feeling it. Like that's okay, and it can feel bad, it can feel hurtful, but how is it going to help you as you move forward? How are you going to use that in a productive manner as part of the process, and as you go through the next step, sitting in that and being present in that. I struggle with the being present in. I just continue to think about how or what's next. And then I'll do some stuff to try to get me to that step. But actually, like, kind of just being in it as it's happening is really hard for me. And I don't even know what that end goal is now. I'm not even sure what that is, which is a different problem. It's like now I used to have a thought of what it is. Now I'm not even sure what that is. And you've said separately that we do to sit down and like write our goals down, like short term, long term. Yeah. And then I think that's an exercise we need to do in the very near future. To help us kind of codify what those things we want, what we want individually, and then how do we actually, support each other in the process to achieve those. But as we're actually going through it together and growing with our family and enjoying the parts of the process and being present as we go through it too is something that's I think paramount to me looking back in 30 years and enjoying whatever the process, wherever we're at, making sure that we enjoyed it going is doing it right as we go through it.
Couple things there. Yes, we do need to do it. Your girl loves sticky notes, so I think that's probably just like a sticky note thing because I want to see it.
I think we should write something down a little more. Sticky notes?
Well, no, but my bigger point is like, what?
It may end up in the trash.
I know because you're rude and I write love notes and you throw them away, and you write love notes and I keep them forever.
This is my problem, folks. Like, what am I going to do with these things? Like, I keep some of them. They're around. Are you looking for you?
I'm like, I probably
you just have them every year.
I know. I'm so sentimental.
But hold on. It ain't about me. You have love notes from guys from 30 years ago. 20 years ago. Literally 30 years ago. Yeah, you're like 6.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, that's not healthy either.
Okay, but that's not like I'm keeping them for me anymore. That was like I did it all those years ago. Took it for an ego boost. The what?
Like, look, Marcus loved me when I was 8. Let's read this note and see how good I feel.
Look at this Valentine's Day thing that they made me in 7th grade. Dang, you totally got me off track now. That was funny. What was I saying?
I don't know. Something being
sticky notes. Well, I want them somewhere that we can see them. I want to like wake up in the morning.
That's fair. Okay.
And like see, this is the goal. And this is, okay, we wrote this on this date. And this is what we were wanting to do in the next month. This is what we wanted to do in the next 3 months. This is what we wanted to do in 6 months. And some of that is family, some of that is finances, some of that is job, some of that is time management, some of that is date nights. Like for me, I want it to be like all encompassing and not like every, milestone needs all of those things, but those are the things that I want us to be thinking about in there. And to that point, I will say there is one thing that we do. There's one thing I have a huge regret on, and it was Dace's first birthday. I said leading up to it, I wanted to write him a note, and we never did it. I still think we should do it now. I can be back in that emotion very quickly. But I wouldn't do that every year on his birthday, and we didn't do it. Part of that was because we were so blessed to have a house full of family and chaos, and there was just so much happening with his birthday that it was just like, oh my gosh, what are we doing? And it was Memorial Day, so that was crazy. We were going to the parade and everything, so we never actually like got that done. And I think about it often. But the good thing that we did do is when we moved into the house, we were so tired. Had boxes and just a mattress.
You know what? I would kill to be just that tired again.
I was
that was
7 months.
That was
pregnant.
JV level tired.
Yeah,
that was JV level
we didn't
tired.
Have a baby yet. Yeah. We'd been moving all day. My ankles were the size of Texas, and we didn't do it that day, but we did the next day still before we had anything done. And we wrote down our goals for the next year, what we wanted for the house, what we wanted, and not like, we want to hang this picture up here. It was like, this is what we want our house to be and feel like, and how we want to welcome in friends and family and all these things. We wrote relationship goals. We wrote family goals. And then when we had lived here for a year, we did it again. We looked back on the other ones and reflected. And again, that just goes back to what we were talking about journaling, why I think it's super impactful is like seeing where you were versus where you are. And it does help you be a little more present. So we've done that a little bit, but I think having that out as like a visual reminder every day of like, okay, this is what we're working towards, especially as driven people that sometimes struggle to be present. I think that would be good. The other thing that I was going to say about being present, you're saying that like you have a hard time being present because a lot of times because you're like looking ahead, or you want to know what's on the horizon. And I definitely do that too, but I'm also sitting here thinking like sometimes I have a hard time being present as a mom because I'm so like cautious about what's ahead. Like I'm like, oh my God, he's only going to be like this for a while, and then you're like launching into this sad place or you're looking backwards and you're like, oh my God, he was just this little peanut. How did this happen? We just blinked, instead of just being like, oh my God, I'm so grateful for this phase right now where he roars at us and we act like we're scared and he just laughs so hard he gets the hiccups, and it's like, well, what is he going to do next? Yeah. What's the next word going to be? And then I'm like, oh no, Blake is talking so much. So the being present, I think also like I struggle with it from a different perspective too, of like worried about what's next, and not worried because it's a blessing. Obviously all I want is for him to continue to like grow and develop and be strong and independent and, a good little person, but it's sad too.
Yeah. I mean, that's the time. Father time's undefeated.
It's like, how can your heart break and explode all at once?
Same time. Yeah. But it's just, part of it I do believe is watching your kids get older is reflective of you getting older, and you're not going to get that time back. And we're capable of thinking about in that perspective. Like they don't think like that. I just saw something on Instagram yesterday. I actually sent it to three of my siblings because it was something about the guys like he makes this point about there is nothing like family and there's nothing like siblings. Like all the fights and the arguments and the laughs and the comments and the trips and the drive. There's only a handful of people or maybe one person in your life that you ever shared that with. And you may hate them in the moment. But like when you look back on your life, like so many of those moments we thought about with them around, and they're the only other ones that can have that same experience. Mm-hmm. And did you enjoy that? Do you tell them that? Do you share that with them now? Because even as adults, there's it's again something that should be appreciated, valued, and like reflected upon. Because in the moment, you as a kid you can't get it, so you hope as an adult you can.
Yeah, I'm over here like I do tell my sisters, but dang, I feel like I need to pick up the phone right now again and tell them again as we're sitting here thinking about it. Yeah. Okay. You got anything else there? I got one more thing.
No, what's up? If we go back to Taylor Swift, I'm leaving.
No. Okay. Don't you ever threaten to leave me, especially over Taylor Swift.
TS sweater.
I know. I'm kind of bummed that I'm sitting on this side though, because you see me keep adjusting the mic. I'm like, how can you see the TS on my
Also, now you're
Booby.
sticking your boob out there. Yeah. What
I was
do we?
gonna say
This
on
is
my
this is
titty.
real. Jeez, this is real
It was
appropriate.
TS.
My titty.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I've been in South Carolina, y'all. In North Carolina. Before we go, do you have anything that you would like to share with the group that made you say, what the F is my wife, the F, ew, is my wife doing right now? And I'm thinking about, I don't know, like something that may or may not have happened at LaGuardia.
At LaGuardia? Oh, this is... Who the hell gets to the airport? We live an hour away. And then checks for her ID when she's checking her bag. Like, this is... It is travel 101. And now I say it with a stern voice. But why I actually didn't give a crap. It's because you were going on a different flight. Me and Dace were leaving either way. Like, you were going to Tallahassee. We were going to Charleston. If you're screwed, I'm sorry. Lesson learned. Don't do it when I'm traveling with you. We were off. But I'm glad it worked out. You got through. The guy yelled at you. You cried a lot.
I did.
And you got to see Dace before he left. And I know you were upset because it was 7 days. We were going to see you without to see him. So it all worked out. But lesson learned.
The girl showed up, tried to check the bags while you were parking the car. And I opened my thing. I'm like, where's my ID? I mean, I literally never take it out again, show and tell. Like, it's actually always in here.
But it's not literally never because it wasn't there.
Thank you, Dalen, for stating the obvious.
Kelsey's the queen of always and never statements, which are never accurate, but she uses them all the time.
That seems like it could be a whole episode. It seems like he's holding on to something, doesn't it, friends? We've talked about always.
I was about to say, we've talked about that a lot. Yeah.
That is a good separate story, separate episode. Yeah, it wasn't there. Whatever. I said I had digital ID. Thought I did. Always do. So the girl let me check my bag. Didn't check my digital ID. Go upstairs. Don't have it. Can't get through. They need my ID. I say, oh, you go ahead and take Dace. I'll meet you in the lounge because his flight's 30 minutes earlier. Thinking, once I answer a few questions, I'll be fine. It's just going to be extra security, and I actually have to take my shoes off this time. Cool. They sent me around the corner to the right, downstairs. By the time I got downstairs, I was already crying because I realized I didn't tell you or Dace, especially Dace, bye.
I was about to say, this is not about me, but go ahead.
And I wasn't going to get to see him for the longest that I haven't seen him because you were taking him to my parents, and then he was staying with my parents while we both worked. And I was spiraling that I didn't tell him bye. And so I was
He was heartbroken too.
Oh my God. Don't you break my heart.
Run around the Sky Club and asking for turkey sausage.
Like,
just
not even like realizing that his mom's gone.
Having a great time.
Meanwhile, I'm outside beg, bartering, and stealing with God for like to get me through in time. Yeah. And this nice, kind man, I walk over because I'm like, I have to go through standard. But like if I have Sky Priority, can I get in that line? Because the standard line, I was never going to see Dalen and Dace because it was so long. And he's like, oh, come with me. So I'm like, okay, thank you, God. The big man's looking out for me. Then we stand over there and he's like, we're just waiting. It could take a long time. When's your flight? When's this? And I was like, well, my flight is at this time. He's like, oh, you're good. I'm like, but my baby's flight. And I was like, sorry, I'm going to cry. Like laughing and crying at the same time. And I'm like, and I have never ever gone this long. It was a disaster. Then the mean guy finally comes over.
I wish I had the internal monologue of that guy.
The mean guy or that guy?
No, that guy's like, oh God, what do I do with this poor lady?
He was like very like, oh my God, honey, whatever you need. Like I'm praying. Like, oh, I'm crossing my fingers for you. I was like, thank you so much. I'll take it. Then the mean guy comes over and has the audacity to ask me, because I said, well, usually my digital ID works. Well, did you read the 40 pages before you signed it where it says that it doesn't always show up? And I go, no, I happen to not read that. And he goes, nobody ever does. I'm like, yeah, dude, we don't read that. What are you talking about? I think you're making this up. They tell me that this is crazy. If you don't get real ID, whatever, that can be a whole political thing. If you don't have your ID, they have to call this national hotline. And the guy tells me if they don't answer the phone in 15 minutes, it's a them thing. I can't fly. Wait, you mean I have literally no control over this? So then he's like telling me all these things and lecturing me and why don't I have my ID? Like, sir, I didn't mean to do this. I forgot it. I don't know where it is. At this point, someone probably stole it.
I had actually got a hold of that guy. I was feeding him the lines.
You're so rude. Meanwhile, I'm spiraling. So he's like, so do you want to do it? And I'm like, you just told me I don't have any other options, do I? I'm like terrified. They answer in 2 freaking minutes. They ask you questions, you get through, and it's like no big deal. I'm like, why are you over here gaslighting me and making me cry for no reason when this literally took 5 minutes? Now I get it won't always like be like that, but it was a pretty traumatizing experience. Then I cried again when I saw Days because I was so happy that I made it and so happy that I saw you.
Yeah, it was great.
You were so supportive.
It was.
You actually were like, okay. You're like, it's gonna be fine.
Because
I was like, I'm crying.
Yeah. It's like, it'll be fine. We'll see her. It'll be okay. And then I got to get on the plane with him solo. He peed on me 20 minutes in, and then we sat there together in my urine covered sweatpants for the hour.
In his urine.
Yeah, my urine covered sweatpants for the next hour and 10 minutes. It was great. After telling you I'm dad of the year because he fell asleep right away, I was so arrogant, so cocky.
Too soon.
Then he started coughing. He rolled over, looked me dead in the eye, and my legs started heating up. And I was like, oh no. Sweet.
He did that to me on the descent coming back from Texas. If anybody has any good diaper tricks out there, diapers, like we've sized up, we've tried literally every brand, the more expensive, like everything. My man drinks water like he's been in the Sahara Desert for like 5 weeks.
Thirsty boy. Yeah.
That's all you got. Yeah.
We got to wrap it up.
Babe, I'll never forget my ID again. And if you forget,
that's the only takeaway I want. That's the only takeaway I want. And I will ask you henceforth forever, do you have your ID? And if we're going international,
ever
passport.
Forget your ID?
Girl, who are you talking to?
I will just.
Who are you talking to, girl?
Sit and soak in that moment.
You should berate the crap out of me and make sure that I feel as small as possible so that I don't do it next time.
Thanks for listening to TFEs. Make sure you like, rate, subscribe, share, not just the podcast, but also your TFEs. We'll see you next time.